Anyway, when Rockefellers would come to Pueblo, of course, there's a big hospital there called Medical Hospital, and owned by Dr. Corwin. And Corwin was well known. He traveled all over the world. Granny had, well, you remember she had Persian rugs. One of them we used in the tent.
In the tent, right?
You remember?
I do.
Anyway, and all kinds of stuff that Corwin had brought from around the world. And those were days when it was around the world, it was really around the world. And then the Rockefellers would come out. And they never brought Abby with them. There were 4 boys and 1 girl. There was Johnny the Third, and Lawrence, and Winthrop, and David. And then in there, I don't know where, I think Abby was between Lawrence and Winthrop. Anyway, they'd come out and stay with Dr. Corwin because he had a big hospitality suite there. Then they'd come down, and they dropped David off to stay with me because the older boys had other things to do. And like Dad and Rockefeller would go off. David would stay with me. And we'd play backyard stuff and on the block. I had a friend that had a big Airedale dog and stuff. But David never had any money. And I had a paper route, and I had a magazine route, and hell, I was always loaded. So I'd loan David Rockefeller money so we could buy candy bars or something. He always paid me back, but he never had any money until next week's allowance. And he didn't get next week's allowance if he had to account for every goddamn penny of last week's allowance, or he got next week's allowance.
You know, that reminds me of Gabby Oppenheimer. She used to complain, and she'd say, I don't have much money to have. I can't even go to the ATM machine. She carried money around in baggies, change, you know, because her husband managed money. You know?
Well,
They had 500 acre polo ranch. She had no money. She had no access to cash.
So how did he account? Did his dad judge how he spent his money? I mean, when he said, well, I'm paying back Burt Matteson?
Yeah, he had, I don't know how he accounted for that.
That's where David learned creative accounting, I'm sure.
That's how he became president of Chase National.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, really.
But you spent a lot of time with Rockefellers camping and...
Yeah, those pictures are still, we found them finally found them when they were rolled up.
Yeah.
I wondered where those were. Did you find them?
Yeah, they're rolled up, they're safe.
There's someplace.
You got those?
No, I don't have them. They're safe we rolled them up and made sure they were in good shape, and they're in the storage unit, I think.
Is that where they are?
I think that's where they
Because
are.
I hadn't seen those since Brewster. I remember you laid those out.
There was a picture, there was John D. and a park guide, I think, and Winthrop and Nelson and Lawrence were traveling and bicycling in Europe.
Now, did you ever stay in touch with David through the years?
Yeah, once in a while. When I got transferred to New York, our office and petroleum machine is on the 54th floor. And I hesitated to call John. I don't want the hell out. I was 23, 24. But I guess Dad had written to him. And I can't think of it. Rockefeller's right-hand man. A real nice guy. Came down and took me to lunch in the private club and stuff. I made my reputation for the petroleum machine. Rockefeller was on the 56th floor. He had trouble with it. The 56th floor, his office was, first place, his desk was an antique of an old English castle. And he was showing me on trusses at the tables and the floorboards and ties. You can see where the little knights and arborists put their feet up with,
You know, Mother, I'm gonna have to get Grandma Homer to tell some of the stories again,
About, yeah, Grandpa Homer worked for.
but it's amazing how close the Mattisons and the
Yeah,
Homers were
because
before they even
they
knew
lived
each
next
other.
door. She went to school with David.
Right, she went to school with David, she went to the prom with David.
Now
Rockefeller?
that I hadn't heard that she went to the
Now,
prom.
that was Grandma Homer?
That was
Yeah.
Grandma Homer.
Now, isn't that an
Because growing
interesting
up.
overlap?
Right, yeah.
Growing
no,
up, they
that was-
lived before the stock market crash.
Mm-hmm.
Before Grandpa Homer took care of the polo ponies. They were neighbors.
I see.
Wow.
So,
That's a pretty wild
They were
coincidence.
nice people. Mrs. Rockefeller was, because you walk down the street, everybody else would be all dolled up. She looked like some housewife, just going shopping for groceries.
That's real money.